Welcome. Hope you are having a wonderful Friday wherever you may be in the world. Once again, we are here for Reinvent to Rise. My name is Pamela Alumala, and I am hoping that you are all set, have your drink or whatever it is that you need beside you. Over the next 30 minutes, we are going to be working on a few things. All right, so let's start. Can my slide move? Oh, yeah, we got it. Our agenda for today, I want us to do last session recap, just a very short one. And then I want us to talk about why bold matters in this journey we're about to take, starting from next week. And then I want us to discuss 5 practical tips for a bold mindset. And then we will talk about how to measure your progress. And then we will have a quick implementation exercise. Okay, so stay tuned and let's begin. All right, so how our thinking helps us in timidity and confusion. Does anybody remember when we talked about fear? The very first video we had 4 weeks ago now. That's a month is already fast. We also talked about how our values are very, very critical to the choices and decisions that we make. And then we talked about how we tackle our decision-making skills in a way that it will help us to combat overthinking. If some of you remember, the first day I shared with you a journey that I took between having to make a decision to give up on my dreams to study architecture or to find a solution. And the solution only came about when I did a mind swap of how I looked at solving the problem, on how I looked at the problem. All right, today, why does bold matter? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? It matters because self-trust is really very critical for us to be able to live a very resilient and agile life. And some of you, I can literally hear the wheels spinning, thinking, what does she mean by that? I am a religious person, maybe you're thinking, and I trust only God. I feel you. I understand. Muslim, Christian, whatever it is your religious belief is, you trust God. Okay. Your mind, however, operates based on what you pump into it. Okay. And so if you cannot enhance your self-trust, it becomes really very complicated for your mind to believe you when you tell it, this is what we're going to do. So yes, you trust God, but you need your mind to trust you. More of that during the 90-day challenge. Your mind has to trust you. Your mind, if it keeps on hearing, we're going to do this. Oh yes, we're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to do that next week. We're going to do that 2 weeks after. And it never happens. What you're training your mind to do is to take everything you tell it with a bag of salt. And when that happens, what do you see go on? Your mind does not connect with what your heart wants to do. That is one thing we need to make sure we align as we head into the 90-day challenge. So let's go quickly into the 5 practical tips for building a bold mindset. You need to consider that big, massive pushes aren't what we are all about in the 90-day challenge. It's not about making a big, massive push. It's about making incremental, tiny efforts consistently over a period of time. And that means you need to be able to do something that is not your comfort zone. So, as we go forward, I want you to think about something that you wouldn't normally do, like attending a meeting. And in that meeting, if you've been normally on the shelf, in the sidelines, when you have meetings, the next best thing you can do is make sure that you tell yourself, next time I'm on that call, I will contribute. Why? Because I am there to contribute. But there's got to be a shift in the mind. I used to do that many, many years ago. I would attend corporate meetings and just be quiet. And I convinced myself that the reason I was doing that is because I was waiting until when I had something useful to say. That's my mental, that was my mental explanation for doing that. But then what happened was in the meeting, rather than allow my mind to flow and recognize I am there for contribution, and the contribution doesn't necessarily have to be when I see a red flag, I need to raise it up, but also the contribution could be anything from complimenting to asserting support for something somebody else has said, or any form of contribution that shows that I am there, I am present, and I want to be a part of it. So think about your life. Think about something, an area where you have not demonstrated the level of boldness that you feel you need. This is the opportunity to take it one item at a time for a day and do it differently. Remember that mistakes are not failures. I learned this from my brother. My brother is a scientist. He's a professor of chemistry. And in their world, when they conduct experiments, even if the experiment in our view failed, to them, they don't class it as a failure. They class it as a data point. They class it as information, data point. So it could be a misstep or a he had one fancy word he used for that. But at the end of the day, it is not failure. I think we can learn a lot from our scientists around the world. Develop your inner cheerleader. You know what? Many years ago, I used to wonder, I was working for a gentleman, and he never, I don't think I ever heard the word good work from him. And I never really thought much of it at all until one of my colleagues said, you know what? He never even says this is great work. I am so daunted. I could just get another job right now. And I thought about it. And then I said to her, I said, oh, but you did a great job. And she said, yeah. So why are you discouraged? And what I want to share here is that individual left within a month, and her core problem was she wasn't cheered. Be your inner cheerleader. Even though friends are not saying well done, even though family is not saying well done, even though your boss is not saying well done, even though even your spouse is not saying well done, you cannot live life waiting for the cheers of others. Be your own inner cheerleader. And for those who know me very well, I'm a strong advocate for feedback. So, in as much as you cheer yourself on, always seek feedback. Okay? And then use if then when you're planning. When you're planning, do you have, if you have, if something happens, what is your plan? If this happens, then what? Then celebrate boldness milestones. Whenever you accomplish something that is a bold effort of yours, celebrate it. We need you to celebrate it. I'm going to change my slide now. Right. Measuring your bold mindset. Measure your bold mindset. Measure it. And to some of us, we think, well, you're probably thinking, why do I need to do that? Your daily confidence rating, if you're someone that you found out that you are struggling with increase in how you demonstrate boldness. And boldness, again, remember, is not arrogance. Boldness is not brashness. Boldness is not thinking more highly of yourself than you ought to. Boldness is the ability for you to understand that, this is my definition now, to understand that if you take that step, you ain't gonna die. Okay? So, but every one of us have different challenges that we are going through, that we're hesitant to take these steps. We're hesitant to try these new things. We're hesitant to do these different things that we want to do. So what is really critical is that when you start this journey, your boldness meter could be at any level. It doesn't matter. I've got zero boldness right now to do this, but I want to work on it. And as you begin to progress, measure your boldness meter. Actually take down your progress. Now, there's a quick implementation exercise. I'm looking at my time here. Quick implementation exercise that I want us to go through. Now, I want you to think of a specific scenario, either personal or professional, where you have felt very, very timid. Now, depending on where you live in the world, timidity could have a different lens. For those of us from England, the way we approach curtsy, when you compare it with the American mindset, sometimes the English can appear to be timid. But we call it curtsy. So, depending on what part of the world you are in, I want you to understand that boldness is simply lack of timidity in an area, whatever that means for you. And when you choose to be bold, you will be able to think about what you're going through, that area, and what you think you can apply immediately. What can you apply immediately? What can you apply immediately to this area of your life that you're feeling timid in out of the 5 tips we have just shared? I see in the chat, YouTube. Oh, okay. I see someone in the chat commenting. We'll get to those comments very soon. Boldness is lack to timidity. All right. It took me a minute to understand what you were saying, but yes, boldness is lack to timidity. And by the way, I'm going to share some resources with every one of you. I hope you wait and check out these resources for today. I think it's going to really, really bless somebody. Oh, now I see. Boldness is lack of timidity. Say Forex says boldness is lack of timidity. Yeah, you were repeating what I said. Yes, yeah. Boldness is lack of timidity. So what are our next steps? Today is the last Friday before we commence our 90-day challenge. Some of you have joined the challenge. Some of you are still thinking, how am I going to do this? I want you to know that the 90-day challenge is all about you. And you can take part in the challenge in increments, meaning you can have a 30-day goal for the first 30 days of the challenge. And once you have accomplished that goal, you can set another goal for the next 30 days or a goal per week or a goal. The most important thing is that we come together and work on something. For those of you who are in the portal, you will see the PDFs there. You can download those PDFs. And with those PDFs, you can actually begin to prepare for the challenge. We're going to go live every day for 90 days, opening an opportunity for everybody to come together, work on something. Again, work on something that is critical and important to you and celebrate the incremental wins. Okay, so I'm going to go quickly into the resources. I love this particular resource because I think it's something that everybody needs to hear. The Surprising Habits of Original Thinkers by Adam Grant. The link is there on screen for you to copy, and I'm sure it's going to be in the chat. I believe that is being shared in the chat now. It is so important that as you go into the 90-day challenge, you begin to look at yourself and whatever that thing is from the lens of someone who is looking to upskill without stress. And the only way to do that is with the right information. Okay? So Taking risks in incremental ways will save you disaster. This next resource on the screen, I want to hear feedback. I have not asked any of you at any time to give us feedback on the resources, but for this one, I want to hear feedback. I want to hear feedback next Friday. I want to hear feedback on what impact this resource had on you. Because if you don't know the book Atomic Habits, or if you've never read it, you might have it on your shelf but never read it, I think this video is a critical must-have, must-watch, rather, for everyone who really wants change that is sustainable and it's solid. You see that I wrote the key insights on there on screen. He just drives home the concept, okay, of sustainable transformation. This transformation we're aiming for over 90 days is not something on the fly. It could be as little as a course you've been trying to take. You log in, you hop on 30 minutes with everybody online, nobody's talking, and you're going to be doing that homework. You're going to be doing that course. You're going to be making that, sewing that outfit you've been trying to get done for a while. It's not anything but a combination of minds who believe in incremental improvement coming together over 90 days to work together online. That's just it. That's just it. You can join us through the YouTube channel if you don't want to join the membership for Reinvent and Rise. But again, Reinvent and Rise, think about it. We made it so affordable, $1.99. $1.99. And so the reason we did that is because we are here to cheer you on, not fleece you out. Okay? So I hope that with everything that I have shared, some of you are making up your mind to join the 90-day challenge, 1st of April, 12 p.m. Pacific, which would be, correct me if I'm wrong, 8 p.m. Watt. I would love to have the times in the chat so that people can see it. Okay. Yes, same Blick. I see your comment. Live every day while working towards a goal. Yes. Live every day while working towards a goal. That's fantastic. Okay. Do we have any questions? I know we have one person live right now. Any questions about the event? Any questions about the 90-day challenge? It's just 90 days of you working towards that goal you promised yourself. That thing you promised yourself you were going to do. That person who was fired a few weeks ago, fired a few months ago, and is sitting down thinking, I don't have a job. Well, guess what? You can join the 90-day challenge, and during those 30 minutes, make 2 applications every day for 90 days. You've been wanting an opportunity to do something different at work, to bring something to the table, but you just never have the time. Make a date with destiny and just try to spend 30 minutes every day for 90 days. Or if you like, if all you need is 30 days, well, do it. Get your win. If all you need is 7 days, do it and get your win. But we're going to be here going live every day for 90 days. And after the 5 minutes kick off, everybody's going to be heads down. I have my own challenge that I want to work on for 90 days. I'll be sharing that with you all on 1st of April. All right. Yes, the times are in the chat. I see the time. So let me repeat that again. It's 12 p.m. PST, 8 a.m. West African time, 3 p.m. PST. So those are the times that we will be going live every day for 90 days. You have absolutely no excuse now. Absolutely no excuse whatsoever for that thing you've wanted to do for a long time and haven't gotten around to doing it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Pamela. Yeah.
It's my pleasure. I'm excited for this. Now, what I do want to know is, do we actually have the set goal in motion? Meaning, if you're on this call, do you know what you need to have done by 1st of April in order for you to be able to take part in the challenge? So that's my question for the audience.
Okay.
Eunice, what do they need to do? What do they need to have done before 1st of April? That's what we've been talking about over the last 4 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. So first, you need to have either your smartphone, your laptop, make sure it's fully charged so you're able to stay online for 1 hour, 30 minutes. You also need to have good internet connection so that you are with every other person. So you're not just working alone. You know that you're here with us. And then, of course, we have the 90-day challenge worksheet on the Reinvent to Rise membership hub. And if you are yet to join that hub, the link is in the comment section. So do well to join the Reinvent to Rise membership hub so you have access to resources. Because when we come online on YouTube, we cannot provide all the resources needed for this challenge in the comment, but we want you to have access to these resources. So do well to join the Reinvent to Rise membership hub. As Pamela has already mentioned, it's very affordable, really affordable. Really, it's just a commitment fee. So you know you paid something and you want to stay with it to the end. So yeah, join the Reinvent to Rise membership hub. We have forms out there. The Reinvent to Rise, we have the 90-day challenge worksheet. It's in the hub. So do well to fill it. And of course, get ready. On Tuesday, 1st of April, we'll be starting the 90 days challenge. And most importantly, you are not joining this challenge if you do not have a goal. What do you want to achieve? I like that Pamela mentioned it. You obviously you can have multiple goals. So you can say, okay, for the first 30 days, this is what I would do. The next 30 days, and then the next 30. If you want to keep just one goal to the end, that's still good. But have a goal, because if you join the challenge without a goal, then you are just joining others to achieve their own goal, and you have your own goal. So identify your goal already. So Pamela, I hope that like
Yeah,
answers you.
well, that answers the question. Thank you for sharing that. So I'm putting into the chat the link to the last resource that we talked about, the one about how to become 37.78 times better at anything, by James Clear. So that's the video, not the book. That's the video on atomic habits. if you don't do anything between now and 1st of April, please watch that TEDx video. It's powerful. It will change your thinking around what we're about to do. So, again, like Eunice said, what we are about to do is just simply provide an opportunity for you to have people cheering you on while you do something that is critical to move the needle in your life. We're not saying this is what it's got to be, but we're saying if you spend 30 minutes a day working on whatever that thing is, you may not see the improvements immediately. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag on that video, but you will see something move if you keep on doing. It's the action. It's all about the action. Thank you for watching today, everybody. And thank you
Yeah.
for making the time. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend ahead.
Yeah. Thank you.